Welcome back to Dirty Water, Coins and Collectibles. Today we have another nickel hunt. We have boxes 7 and 8 on the year 2025. We're going to be looking for shield nickels, V nickels, buffalo nickels, war nickels, proof nickels. What else? What other nickels? Errors, varieties, foreigns. I think that's pretty much it. 2024s, 2009s. There's a lot to look for. So let's get into the hunt. Box 7 here, box 8. They are both circulated. They're both been popped just to see if I had any 2024s, which I do not. There may be some hiding inside, but we do not have full boxes of 2024s. So let's start with box 7. Move on to box 8. I will do 10 rolls per viewing. Unless I come across something cool, then I'll bring you in directly for that. I'll be right back. Working on roll number 2 of group number 1. And we have got a 2024 Denver. Low mint. So that is sweet. 2024 Denver. Awesome. Let's keep the hunt going. I'll bring you in if we come across something else. All right, the finds out of those first 10 rolls, or row number 1. Right here, we have a 1994 Canadian. That's our first foreign. This is a 1960-something. I'm going to say a 64. There is a Denver mint mark on the back, but this is just like a glitter coin, so just an oddity. Pulled that aside. All 50s. So we have a 51 Philly, 53 Philly, not a Henning, 56 Denver, 58 Denver, 59 Denver, and a 59 Philly. And then we did get our 2024 Denver. It's the best find so far in the box. Let's keep her going. All right, just finished up the second grouping of 10 out of box number 7. We have a 1947 Philly, a 1947 San Francisco. I have a 57 Philly, a 58 Denver, and a 59 Philly. Getting a lot of 59 Phillies lately. Let's get into the third grouping. I'll bring you back with anything cool. All right, we finished up that third row of 10. And we have a Canadian, 1985. We had 3, 1941 out of Philadelphia. I had a 47 Philly and a 48 Philly. Then we had a 53 Philly, not a Henning, and a 54 Philly. Let's get into the next 10 rolls, and I'll be back with any finds. All right, just finished up the fourth grouping. And we have a 1982 Canadian, a 1941 Philly, a 58 Philly, and a secondary 58 Philly. Let's get into the last grouping. I'll bring you in with any finds. I'm on the 7th roll to the 5th grouping, and we've got a find. Do you see it? We have a dated buffalo, 1937. Could it be a Denver mint, and could it be a 3-legged buffalo? It has 3 feathers. Does it have a mint mark? I'm assuming it does not. We have all the legs and no mint mark. But we do have a dated buffalo. Finally, we got something in the box other than that 2024, which is still great. Let's keep it going. I'll bring you in with the next find. All right, here's our results for our 5th group. We have a 1972 Canadian. We have a 1940 Philly, a 1941 Philly, another 1941 Philly, and then we did get this 1937 Buffalo. So not too shabby. All right, let me get the best finds out of the hunt, and I'll be right back. And here we have it. 2 finds for box number 7, and 2 finds that I'm happy to have. We have a dated Buffalo, 1937, no mint mark. And then we have a very rare, low mintage, 2024 Denver Jefferson nickel. So that'll definitely be going into the collection, being held aside. Let's get into box number 8, see what we can find. All right, I'm on the 5th roll of Group 1 for box 2, or box number 8. And it looks like we might have silver right there. And I have not looked, just like this when I flatten it out. So let's see. There we go, Philly. I'm going to say 1943. Although it looks a little newer. Could be a 45. I'm going to stick with 43. Hey, 43. All right, let's see if we have the 3/2, and we don't. I have yet to find that. The doubled I, and we don't. How about the mint mark? That mint mark could be doubled. It looks thicker up here, and a little bit thicker up here as opposed to down there, but it's too much wear. So we're just going to call it a 43 Philly war nickel. Be right back. First group of 10 in the second box, or box number 8. We've got a fair amount of oldies. So we have a 1941 Philly, another 41 Philly, actually in pretty decent condition. 46 Philly. It is not a Henning. A 48 Philly and a secondary 48 Philly. That one's actually not too bad either. We had a 53 Denver and a 59 Denver. And then we also had this 1943 Philly war nickel. So not a bad start for box 2. Let's get into the next 10 rolls. I'll bring you in with the finds. All right, the second grouping of 10 was actually pretty cool. We had a 1952 Denver and a 59 Philly. I have this, I believe it was a 2022 Philly. It is not a double die, but check out that area right there. I believe we got strike through. Look at that. If I tilt it, that does not look like damage. There's no raised metal on the edges. So I think that's a strike through. So that's pretty neat. It's in pretty decent condition. We'll hold that aside. And then I have this 1975 Denver. It's in nice condition. You don't see any signs of doubling, I don't believe. But it is definitely in nice condition for a circulated find. Now if I flip her over, we get some really cool looking machine doubling. But again, just the overall condition of the coin is what I was looking at. If you look, machine doubling right there, machine doubling right there, all on United States of in America. I don't really see too much on Monticello and 5 cents, but it's a cool looking coin, so I held it aside. Let's keep her going. All right, just wrapped up the third grouping for box number 8, or box 2 of this hunt. We have a Canadian 2001. We did get a 30s find, a 1939 Philly. It is not a Henning, it is not doubled on the obverse or reverse. We have a 1940 Philly, a 1941 Philly, 1941 San Francisco, a 1948 Philly. We did have a 1957 Denver, a 58 Philly, and a 59 Denver. I don't know why that was flipped over that way. Down here I have, let's see, that was a 59 also, 52. That's a potential RPM. I can't tell. But it looks like at the top left that there could be a notch. It's not showing up now. Let's see here. Not showing up. But it was a potential RPM. It was the top left part of that. I'm not seeing it now. And then we have this 2000 Philly. And this is a potential DDO. Look at how thick that 2 is, the zeros. I have found these in the past. The thing is that this particular date is very common for dye deterioration, and they look almost exactly the same. The only known marker, or two markers on the Jefferson, is like a small like dye crack that comes off the back of the head, like right in this area. There's something small there, but I can't really tell. I can't say for a 100% that this is the 2000 DDO. But I'm going to hold it aside like it is. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think if you look it up. All right, let's get into the 4th grouping, and I'll be back with any finds. All right, group number 4's findings: a 1940 Philly and a secondary 1940 Philly. We had a 1951, was it Denver or San Francisco? Denver. A 1957 Philly and a 1959 Denver. Let's get into the final group. I'll be back with any finds. 5th and final grouping for box 8, or 2 for this hunt. We have 1985 Canadian and a 1989 Canadian. I have a 1947 Philly and a 1947 Denver. So let me get the best finds for the second part of this hunt, and I'll be right back. All right, here we have it. We have our 2000 Philly possible DDO. We have our 2022 strike through. We have our 1952 Denver that is an upgrader. I checked the album, so we'll plug that into the album. And our 1943 Philly War Nickel. Let me go wash my hands, and I'll be right back to plug that 52 into the album. All right, so here's the 52 Denver that we found. And that's the one that's in the book currently. So we'll swap these two out. I'll be back in just a second.